graffiti had grown, b-boy and knowledge, the pillars of the game, but a six emerged, adding to the flame. Comics and hip-hop, a fusion so tight, visual storytelling, lyrics that ignite, from the pages to the beats, a seamless blend, the sixth element, where two worlds transcend.
Welcome to the Sixth Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu guiding the way, bringing you the culture every day. Welcome to the Sixth Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu.
What's good? What's cracking? What's popping? What's crack-a-lacking? What's going down? I'm the homie Reno Noir. This is your homie Stu Dog on my left, on your right, depending on your perspective.
Word bomb.
Sixth Element is the channel. Hip-hop is the business.
Word is bomb.
Word is
Speaking
bomb.
of hip hop, today
Shout out to Power.
I listened to. I've been going through all my Run DMC albums, and today I finally got to Raising Hell, which is my least favorite album of all their albums. Some people like it more than I do. A lot of people do, but I actually think that album was a gift and a curse for Run DMC. I think that was the downfall of Run DMC. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
I know you will disagree, but I'm just
No, I'm not. I'm just wondering where you're going with this.
Right. I'm just getting a little hip hop in there. That's all. But I really think that Run DMC's Raising Hell. And if you in the chat, Corey Adger, anybody, Slade, anybody, agree or disagree. But I really think that Raising Hell was the downfall of Run DMC. I think that album was a gift and a curse, because we got a lot of hip hop tracks on that album, but then we got the most commercial song that they ever, Corey Adger, salute, that they ever put out. That was their downfall. I think that Walk This Way, even though it opened doors, but I think it was a gift and a curse, man. It really was their downfall, because they never put out a good hip hop album after that. After Raising Hell, they just.
You think that Raising Hell was the reason why they never put another good hip hop album?
No. I said Raising Hell is a gift and a curse. I think it's that album is the downfall of Run DMC.
You mean that's the point from where after it went bad?
They plateaued, and then the shit went bad after.
Got you.
So
you're not blaming the album for anything. You're just
nah.
using it as a time placer.
More like, a catalyst to their downfall.
No,
because it got him to be the king. It got him to be recognized worldwide.
I mean, it crossed over, made it mainstream. It made it.
But they sacrificed. They sacrificed their hip hop career for it. I think that's how I feel. And listening to it, that's how I listening to it today, because I hated that album. I'm not gonna lie. As somebody, when I was a kid, that came out in '85. I hated that album. I did, man. But they played it everywhere. That's all you heard. That album came out in the summertime, bro, and that's all you heard all summer. This must have
been on your mind.
I always hated that album. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, recently,
because I own I own all right. So with my Run DMC albums, a few years ago,
what up?
Not a few years ago, a lot of years back, they came out with these deluxe editions. Hang on.
While he doing that, we do have a great show for y'all tonight. I promise you, we got great topics as well. The Lanterns trailer has been bestowed upon us. We get to finally see Hal and Jon Stewart, in all their glory. And the trailer looks great, so we're going to chop it up, dissect it, look at that trailer from within, and break it all down for you guys. And then we also got the Abomination for the Hulk, the new Hulk joint that we're going to unbox and dissect as well. So lots of good shit coming up for y'all. Stu's back. What do we got?
So, a lot of years back, they came out with these deluxe editions of these albums, and they were dope. They remastered them. They sound better. They came with these wonderful pullouts that you could.
See, Corey got it right there. It's Rick Rubin. Yeah. It's Rick Rubin's rock and roll influence.
That was Rick Rubin's sound, right? They did it right. And see, they came with these. So inside, it came with it looks like the record and all that. I actually took the CD out and put it into a CD case just to protect the CD. But I kept the cases because they were dope. They came with the expanded edition of this album,
right?
And if you look here, this was Run DMC back in the day. So, come on, man, that's
fresh way.
Look at them, they chilling.
They chilling the
Look at
fresh
that.
boy stance.
They got on their Adidas. They all black. They Dookie road chains. They got on their crowns because the hat was their crown. That was their crown. So that's them chilling with JMJ while he was still alive. You know what I mean? Tougher Than Leather. They came out with the movie Tougher Than Leather. The movie was horrible, but it was all we had back then. People loved it. I didn't. But I really think that Raising Hell was the definitive downfall of Run DMC. The album was a gift and a curse. It did have some dope hip hop tracks. You had Peter Piper. You had what else was on there? Raising Hell.
I agree.
You had what's that? I can't remember the
It was like
you
it was
had
like
Hit It Run. You had that joint Hit It Run. And then you had that little interlude joint, son of boyfriend, brother.
it was like the
of
blueprint.
Yeah.
It was a gift and a curse.
Bunch, my pie. It's McDaniels, not McDonald's. The rhymes are Daryl's. The burgers are Ronald's. That was hot. All that was hot. But when you got to Walk This Way, you was like, damn, what happened? Where we going with this? It was the biggest. That was the biggest record on the album, and it did cross them over. I don't know how they performed it, to be honest with you. If I could get Russell Simmons in here, he would agree with me. But I don't know how they performed it. I really don't. But looking back on the album here in 2026, the album's like 100 years old, damn near.
Yeah.
I got a different outlook on it. Do I enjoy listening to it? I enjoy listening to it now more than I did back in '85. But I really listening to it really let me see why Run DMC's albums just downfall after that. Like everything was, it was their downfall. It was the gift and the curse.
I agree. But you know what I thought you were gonna say when you said you want to talk about something hip hop. So recently, man, peace to Power and my whole unit. Shout out to Power, man. Rest in Power. The homie Power just passed away the other day. And Power was a behind the scenes hip hop entity, like a catalyst. He was the fuel behind a lot of hip hop, movement, the Wu-Tang, right? He was the behind the scenes guy. Well, the crazy thing is that today another behind the scenes hip hop legend, also going by the name of Power, passed away. Shout out to the homie Bob Power.
Yeah, Bob Power. Yeah,
Hunter Iggy, salute.
A lot of people don't know about Bob Power.
That's birthday was this day.
A lot of people don't. I just watched an interview with him the other day that he did about a year or two ago. I think it was maybe 2 years ago. And they was giving him his flowers. I'm not gonna lie, but a lot of people don't know about Bob Power. A lot of people, you got to be a real hip hop head to know about Bob Power. I'm gonna be honest with you on that one.
Well, yeah, I mean, you really kind of got to be
real hip hop,
an artist in the industry because Bob Power is he's an engineer. So he's the engineer and producer behind seminal albums by the likes of Tribe Called Quest, Erykah Badu, D'Angelo, De La Soul,
Gangstar.
A ton, this endless hip hop credentials under his belt. That he's and born in 1952. He just died on Sunday, March 1st, but did not confirm the cause of death. He was 73. Power. Power earned a degree in music theory from St. Louis Webster College and mastered in jazz from San Francisco's Lone Mountain College. He remained in California from 1975 through 1982, scoring the Emmy-winning PBS show Over Easy and penning jingles for brands like Coca-Cola, Hardee's, and the United States Postal Service. Blah, blah, blah. Power's moved across country to New York. This is a great career he's building up, but where it comes into our sort of purview, 1984, the owner of Calliope Studios invited Power to sit in as an engineer on a session for the pioneering Brooklyn rap outfit Stetsasonic. And the band was so impressed with Power's work, they kept him around for the recording of their breakthrough 1986 album On Fire. And Power had found his niche at that point in hip hop. He loved it. He wanted to live there and stay there. He went on to work closely with Native Tongues, right? The whole Tribe Called Quest, Black Sheep, De La Soul, Jungle Brothers. That was all Bob Power. So some of Power's most notable engineering credits, right? Tribe Called Quest, The Low End Theory, De La Soul's De La Soul is Dead, Soul is Dead, Baduism, Brown Sugar. Shout out to D'Angelo, rest in peace. Reflecting on the Low End Theory in 2019, Power said, in a way, it was the Sgt. Pepper's of hip hop. Now you got to understand what the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band record from the Beatles did to music to understand that statement. But I'm not going to go into all of that. Just Google Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album by the Beatles and its effect on music. So it's a record that changed the way people thought about putting music together. He said, I'm not a big hip hop historian. I just know the stuff that I worked on. He also brought his magic touch to the several Roots albums, right? He did Do You Want More? He did Things Fall Apart, which was my favorite Roots album. He got 2 Grammy noms during his lifetime. Best Engineered Album, non-classical for Nichelle Cello's Peace Beyond Passion, and Album of the Year nod for his work on India Irie's Acoustic Soul. Speaking of India Irie and Badu and D'Angelo, he was like also the big force, the big engineer behind most of the neo soul movement that we all shamelessly enjoyed in the early 2000s. Those of us in relationships did anyway. Power began teaching at the NYU's Clive Davis Institute in Record Music, part of the Tisch School of the Arts in 2006, retiring in 2025 with Arts Professor Emeritus status. But needless to say, lots and lots of accolades. Bob is a legend in the game. So rest in power to the second hip hop power in just the same month.
Wow.
Old Bob, man. Old Bob. Yeah. Well, have we seen the Lanterns teaser trailer yet? So let's bust it up. Introduces some big characters. We got some big reveals, and stuff to discuss. 5 big things that we learned. My biggest gripe that we're going to talk about is that goddamn costume. And man, I've got problems, but I hope that we don't see this on anybody.
I mean, they can CG the costume, man. It'll pretty much be if you wanted to like nitpick it. If they CG the costume, the Ring is what produces their costume anyway. So no Lanterns really dressed in a physical costume is something that's created by their Ring.
Did you see the costume in the trailer?
No, I didn't.
All right, well, let me show you what I'm talking about.
No, I'm saying if you hate it, you hate it. But I'm just saying, like, they could fix it through CG. If I think they will.
They're not gonna fix it. This is their costume. This is the costume. This is hanging. It's not. This is not like a behind the scenes image of the costume. It's in the movie. It's in the trailer. Official. This is what it looks like. The only thing I'm holding out hope for is that because we do see it hanging up in a closet in his house, that maybe it's an old version. Maybe that's not what they're going to actually wear. God, I hope so. But here's the trailer.
Right. And then it depends on the Lantern, too. I know Hal Jordan wore what's his name? He wore a physical costume. The other
Paul Morales, salute. Stu hoping for them post effects to save it.
I am, bro. Like,
yeah, listen, you gotta hold out somewhere.
Listen, Hollywood does a horrible job now.
Hollyweird.
At these, yes, Hollyweird. We can go with the Hollyweird. Nobody has any. You look at these cosplayers, man, and the little bit that they got to work with. Look at what they produce, and you got these people with these big, giant Hollywood budgets, and they give us this crap. You're like, man, stop. Please, could you imagine if you gave one of those cosplayers that budget and those resources, what they would come up with, I don't get it, man. I just don't get it.
Yeah,
Shout
it's
out to Jim Henson. Shout out to Jim Henson and his crew
Jim
for what they
Henson and
did.
crew. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to them, man. You got to give them a shout out now because the garbage they put out now, these guys worked hard when they put all these puppets. Look at Star Wars. When they put all these puppets together and cut. Oh man, like stop it, Hollywood.
Jim Henson worked on Star Wars too.
Yeah, they did a lot, man. They did a look with the budgets that they had. Look what they did. They pushed their budgets to the limit. These guys look like they trying to save money.
Well, let's see what they got going
With
on.
all
Here we
due
go.
respect, we've been training for what, 2?
Hang on. Let me make sure it's I'm gonna leave the volume off. And I'm gonna drop the old faithful here. Bang!
Dun, 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 dun.
Copyright disclaimer section 107 of the Copyright Act number 1967. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might be otherwise infringing. Non-profit educational personal use tips balance in favor of fair use. This video is made for entertainment purposes and is transformative in nature. Ting.
Dum, 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 dum. Dum.
All right, bust it.
You want we leave the subtitles or no?
Yeah, we should have. Oh, my bad. Let's do those subtitles over. All right, I'm gonna give you subtitles because again, I don't want the live to get shut down. You know how they get.
Yes, we
But
do.
I'll make them real big for y'all, real big. Let's blow them up to 400. There you go. You can see that. All right. Bang. Playing it in slow-mo.
Is that the ring? Wow.
That's the ring. You see
Why
that?
The ring always why the ring always gotta look so cheap and cheesy, bro? Like,
You know what?
man.
Let's stop. Let's start with the fucking ring. I'm not happy with what I'm seeing costume and lantern wise. Like ring, lantern. We see the lantern in this trailer. All right. Yeah, let's bro.
Man, look, like, stop. Why does it gotta look like that? Like,
What the fuck?
come on, man, stop it. Stop it. Why? Come on. You can look at you know what? Like I said, they got budgets. You guys are making stuff. You could have made a ring that looked just like when it came out of the comics. You could just
like why I'm trying to figure out what the thoughts was behind this. Because like
looks like to me like it wasn't any.
Well, it's gold, so it's like okay. It's like they wanted to make it some real piece of jewelry, right? It's a gold with the inlaid emerald, and they put some little texture on the emerald. But like, why do we want it to look like a piece of gold jewelry that was from like a pawn shop? Don't we want it to look like something that came from outer space?
I would. No, I would.
I mean, I want that shit to look like a Roman fucking Colosseum fucking pillar. It's a stone fucking thing with, you know what I mean? Like that's how I want to feel when I see it. But let's move on. Where's the subtitles, man? Now we're talking. With all due respect, we've been training for this, 2 months? And I haven't worn the ring yet. Don't get hung up on the jewelry, Junior. You're just a fucking substitute teacher. You're not ready to get up in front of the class until the ring says you are. But all right.
And he jumps out the car.
Like, you better put that bitch on and do something quick.
If you get the ring on in time, he won't die.
I could have died. You wanted me to train you. I'm training you.
So I guess he must be Hal Jordan.
Yep. Something is off here. I can feel it. This is my time. Yeah.
My can. You're
a big shot. But stay the fuck out of my way.
Yeah.
I think she hates your guts. It's the way she hates them.
Bullets. Oh yeah.
This is a stupid plan. It gets stupider. That I don't doubt. All right. Pause. What are we talking about here? bro.
Yeah, big rubber suit.
A big fucking big
Yeah, cause
shoulder pads and fins, and it's not even very green. It's like brown and with black, maybe a little green on the shoulder there, green in the middle. But what are we talking about? I'm confused. It's like brown and black leather with a green going across right here only, and then green right in the middle. And this is all brown. The shoulder's brown. This is black. So again, looking at the tone of this though, and looking at how the ring looks, and we'll see the lantern here in a minute, and you'll understand. This is the vibe. This is the look. So it definitely is intended to look kind of old and crusty and like ancient and very 70s. I'm gonna
say that's
keep an
Hal
open
Jordan's
mind though.
suit. I'm gonna say that's Hal Jordan's old suit. That ain't gonna be.
That's what I'm hoping too. I'm hoping this Hal's old suit. Jon Stewart gonna have new hotness. This gonna be old and busted.
Yes, the old busted joint. I can go with that.
All right. This is Tommy Lee's old busted Chevy. All right. Oop. Green Lantern's oath is to protect people.
That's true.
And we know, and we both know I do a better job of it than you.
Well, you had more experience.
This is my job. As long as I'm alive, that ain't changing. So take a deep breath, Junior. No, that was John that said I do better than you to Hal.
He did.
And Hal's like,
he did do better.
John did better than him. Yeah,
he did do better.
Well, I mean, we'll see how he does. But what they're talking about, but yeah, he and then Hal was like, I'm not leaving till I die. So I'm not turning over the ring until I die. I'll train you. But this is going to be a begrudging passing of the torch. We see. You're old.
You're old.
You're tired. He said, you're old. You're tired. Uh-oh. Flying off and bang. Oop. Flying off and bang. Look at that lantern. Oh, boy.
Man, look. Come on, y'all. Y'all could do better than that. Come on, stop
it. Look like some shit I found in the barn.
Yeah, stop it. I mean, in the comics, some of them do. The lantern is the source of their power. So a lot of them do kind of hide them or put them in dimensional portals or make them look like junk. So
do they really? Is that right?
Yeah. That's the thing, because that's the source of their power. You take the only person who doesn't have to charge their ring once every 24 hours is JoJo. She's the only one, and that's only because she's in the far sector and she can't get back to Oa conveniently to recharge her lantern so that she can charge her ring. So her ring is special. So her ring works like when she can, I don't know, bring it down to 50%. And then if she doesn't use it for a certain amount of time, it charges itself. So it self-charges. And then it'll get back up to 100. But if it gets down to 0. But that thing right there, some of them hide their lanterns. I mean, I've read it in comics where they make them look like junk. They hide them in dimensional portals, so you can't find them.
It kind of looks like the ring, though. I mean, it's got a similar,
Yeah, similar, yeah. Which that is a mistake on their part, because the ring and the lanterns, they never look alike. They never, or like a combination piece of jewelry thing that go together. The lanterns usually big. Yeah, if you look at the comics, they're usually big and they can stick damn near the whole fist in it and recharge the ring.
Yeah, but the ring and the lantern always kind of look similar. Like they have a similar logo on them.
Yeah, the logo. Yeah, Oa.
Yeah. This has the same gold it's got the same kind of gold trim with the emerald cut jewel looking glass. But yeah, it does. But yeah, I mean, you can see there's the sort of disc on the front where he probably charges the ring on it. But I don't know. I guess I was expecting the shit to look a little bit more how it might look on, a DC cartoon, animated movie or comic, because I'm thinking Gunn's going comic-y, but this is a different vibe. This show I think is going to be closer to like what we saw with Wonder Man. Okay. And Daredevil. Like the best shows, Wonder Man, Daredevil, it's not a whole lot of superhero action in these shows. And
No.
that's because honestly, guys, that shit is expensive. It's very expensive to have Daredevil flying around. It's so to do a long form show, to spread that and be able to not cram it all in one episode and spread it over seasons, you know what I mean? They got to spread their budget around. So I assume that's why the shows are not quite as action packed as the movies might be. But again, you got to remember the movie is 2 hours long. That's 2 episodes of a show.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're getting 10 episodes in most of this. Is a 10-hour movie. So out of a 10-hour movie, you think it's going to be nonstop action, bro? Come on. Let's be realistic. So I don't have that complaint that a lot of people have. I thought Wonder Man was amazing, and it was the lack of superhero stuff, the focus on the writing and the acting that made it so good. And you know, we've got great actors and writers here, so I think this is going that route.
Yeah, and I like Wonder Man for what it was. It was just different. It wasn't about him being a superhero. It's about his complexities of having his powers. It just showed you. It was just from a different view, a different standpoint. That's all, of him being a mutant, having his powers. That's just it.
Yeah, it was more about just him wanting to be an actor and trying to be an actor.
But
Yeah.
that's what. But when you read about mutants, they all try to blend in, even in the comics. And so it was appropriate for what it was. He was just trying to blend in and not use his powers so that he could be considered normal. That's the main problem that all mutants have when you read these comics. They accept the fact that they have powers, but they know nobody else is going to accept them if they have powers. So they try to blend in. They try to be normal. They try to live normal lives and do normal things. So when making Wonder Man, they hit the nail on the head when they wrote it. Like that's what mutants do.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people just wanted to see him use his powers. Well, then it wouldn't go down to the core thing of what makes mutants mutants. Them just hiding in plain sight, which is the safest thing for them to do. And they know that. So, and you see the reaction people have towards mutants. You know, they think they call them freaks. They want to, lock them up. The FBI wanted to lock them up. They said, no, we're going to lock him up. Sorry.
Damage control. That's damage control. Yeah. And that's damage control. That's going to be the sort of, big bad villain of the mutants in the MCU is damage control. They're going to be the ones that are hunting the mutants. They'll probably the ones, because basically they're ice. That's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be like ice.
Yes.
And that's the whole.
And damn if Marvel didn't hit the nail on the head back then to what we're going through now. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just a different situation, circumstance. The same situation is different. That's all. And like I said, the mutants, a lot of them, they don't want no trouble. Do you got some bad apples in the bunch? Yes, you do. But most of them don't want no trouble. They just want to be left alone to do whatever they do. Live a normal life. They just want to blend in.
Yeah. That's right. He said, I don't understand who you are exactly. Hal Jordan.
Green Lantern.
Wow.
Wow. Lanterns.
Augustus. Have you ever talked with the other lanterns? I'm the only human. They're aliens. One of them's a fucking squirrel.
This is true.
So we're getting cuss words, we're getting violence, we're getting pure D adult. I almost said adult entertainment. We're getting a rated R, adult entertainment to be without,
Yeah, and the lanterns are another in DC universe. If you're a lantern, they don't have secret identities. Everybody knows who John Stewart is, and he wear a mask. They know he's a Green Lantern. Everybody knows who Kyle Rayner is. He wears a mask.
Yo, Cat said he's seen the ring on Temu.
He said I've seen that ring. Reward me one of them joints. So it looks good.
Man.
It looks good so far, man. We got to see.
Marshall, what up, man?
How interesting it is when they finally release it. Who's going to be the big bad? How many enemies will I have? What's the story about?
He said, I'm here for this. People complain about CGI superhero slop, then HBO gives us this, and they're calling it No Country for Old Lanterns. Can't win either way sometimes. First of all, thank you, Pluto24. When I saw No Country for Old Lanterns in the comments, I thought that is the greatest fucking compliment. No Country for Old Men is a fucking masterpiece. If you haven't seen No Country for Old Men, fucking stop what you're doing right now. Don't even watch the show anymore. Go right now and watch No Country for Old Men. Illest
Really?
fucking movie. What?
Never watched it.
What?
Watch it. Never had time.
All right, B.
Never had time.
All y'all tripping.
I will watch it. I will watch it tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna watch No Country for Old Men.
Tripping.
But I did watch Hell and High Water. I did watch that. That was good.
Okay, if you liked Hell and High Water,
Hell and High Water was great.
that is butt compared to No Country for Old Men. No Country for Old Men, that's up there with The Departed, bro.
Yeah,
No Country for Old Men is a classic. It's right there. I could grab it. So I have the DVD. It's a fucking masterpiece. What's his name? Javier Bardem.
Mm-hmm.
That fucking character he plays, that mother, bro. I'm not even gonna talk about it no more. I'm gonna let it speak for itself. Go watch No Country for Old Men and tell me how No Country for Old Lanterns is a fucking insult. I hope to God that shit is like No Country for Old Men. Can you imagine how blessed we'd be if we got a masterpiece like No Country for Old Men out of Lanterns? Get the fuck out of here. Look, he said Javier Bardem gave him nightmares. Dad made him watch it. Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, that character was off the chain, bro. That was the illest movie, bro. If you haven't seen that shit, it's like if you like Fargo and that kind of shit, it's like that, but it's like way doper, bro. You ever seen Fargo?
Yeah, I've seen Fargo. Fargo was good.
Okay, if you like really Fargo, you will like it, but it's way better.
Fargo is good. No, I want to see No Country. I just didn't have, and it's a long movie. I just haven't had the time to sit down and watch it.
It's not even that long. It's not even that long.
It's like 2 hours and some change, ain't it?
Is it really?
Computer, what is the running time for No Country for Old Men?
It feels very short, but that's because it's so good, probably. But
Old Men runs in 2 hours and 2 minutes.
2 hours, 2 minutes.
Yeah. So, I mean, it feels like it's short as fuck because it's so good. But yeah, this shit is it's the Coen brothers. You know why? That's who made Fargo. It's made by the same motherfuckers that made Fargo. And I just fucking put that together. Look, he says the Coens at the peak of their powers, flawless. And that's yeah, bro, an instant classic. It says right there, an instant classic. No, that it is a classic, bro. It's funny to me. I guess they're using, the term old men. I don't know. I don't know how they're making that a fucking insult. He said, "You guys are DC masterclass professors." Stu, Stu dog.
Listen, all I can tell you about this show is we gotta wait and see. I don't see you have, and I've said it before. The director is the artist, right? And this is what he's doing. Yeah. He's painting his picture, and he's giving you his rendition of it. He's telling you, all right, this is what I see when I read the book or the script or whatever. So even the visuality of the whole thing is through the director. That's what he sees, and we can critique that, or we can divvy it up into something where we all love it or hate it. Right. But if they stuck to the core material as far as the looks, if they stuck to the core material as far as the characters,
nope.
Yeah, we're gonna get something that's close to the comic. But are we really gonna like it?
I hope so. I hope it's close to the comic. But
this director, like with Daredevil, Iron Fist is a perfect example. The director didn't have a vision of him being in the suit. He didn't have a vision of Danny Rand acting like Danny Rand. He wanted a more millennial, modern / comic type of Danny Rand that didn't need to wear the costume to be Iron Fist, but was Iron Fist. And he came out publicly said, "You wait for him to be in the costume, you're gonna be waiting a long time because I ain't doing it." and this is what I'm doing. Everybody
Yeah.
hated it. They hated
So
Danny
the
Rand. They
yeah,
hated the story. They hated
right,
everything.
right.
And so that was his pit. That was his rendition of it, and we hated it. So
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully,
everybody has their own rendition, but
yeah,
we just hope that it's something that you
we
know
like and
reminds
we'll like.
us, yeah, and reminds us of the comic. But the thing is, with these with comics now, bro, and especially like DC, like if you go back and look at like try to tell me, oh well, this is how Green Lantern is in the comics. Do you know how many different fucking Green Lantern comics there are, and how many different versions and how many different motifs? There's Green Lantern comics where it's very much like a realistic, like No Country for Old Men, just like this TV show, spot on, just like it. You got Green Lantern comics where it's just like some astronaut shit. Then you got
Right.
some shit where it's super fantasy and right and all that. But point being, you got Elseworlds, you got all these different versions and all these different, there's graphic novels and all these things. So, I mean, you can't really pinpoint this is what it is like in the comics. There's many different versions. And just like the fact that there's many different versions and different, styles and
Don't
shit,
forget, don't
that's
forget
what
different
James
Earths.
Gunn,
Don't
but
forget
no,
different Earths.
my point is more along what I'm talking about as how creators like writers and artists make different versions of these comics and characters and stories and shit, and so that's what James Gunn is doing. That's why the Superman movie might be hella colorful and comic booky. And you have Creature Commandos is a different style. This show is going to be a different style than the Superman show, and he said he was doing that because realistically he can't direct and produce and write every single show or movie in the DCU, and so since he can't make them all look just how he wants, he's going to make them all purposely very different.
Mm.
And also what that does, it lends that's comic book shit, because that's how comics are, right? When we read a Superman comic or we read a Green Lantern comic, they're not necessarily in the same, and like you're saying, different Earths, different universes and all that, that's another thing too. But even if you have two main universe Earth One stories made by two different writers, it can look like it's two different universes.
That's true.
The artist is different, the vibe is different. You'd be like, oh, this is two different worlds, because one's like taking place in a realistic city, another one, buildings look like Dr. Seuss and shit. But apparently, I'm not the only one wondering about this suit, because I just found this. It says, Lantern's leaked first look, Hal Jordan's suit draws a mixed response from fans. Why is it brown? Let's see what they say. Earlier, all the shit we just said, teasing it. Kind of a throwback Chuck Yeager vibe. So, okay. The relationship, yeah, this is
Man, it's rough around here, man. It is. It's real
yeah.
rough.
So he's saying, for better or worse, the DCU won't head in that direction. Okay, let's start right here. This is evident from the leaked suit. Okay, I guess we got to go up here. All right, we've known from the start the series to be relatively grounded, right? We knew it was a grounded series. That's the No Country for Old Men comparison, with a setting and a tone more true detective than Guardians of the Galaxy. We knew that from the gate. So again, I'm not really surprised, and people being surprised, and where's the green lights and shit? Like, they said True Detective. They said this is going to be like an HBO True Detective show with lanterns on Earth. So what did we say, Stu? Green Lantern on Earth? That's different, because Green Lantern is supposed to be all in space and shit. So we know it's going to be very grounded, right? We knew that.
Yes. Not the. It depends on It depends on their sector. They will be on the planet, but they'll have different sectors. Sort of like police have different precincts. So it's split up into that. Hal Jordan just comes from Earth. You're right. They do be in space a lot, but he just flies out and takes care of whatever's in his sector, and then he comes back to Earth. That's his home planet, or he goes to Oa. It's one of the two.
Yes.
But I don't think we're going to get anything on Oa. I don't think they're going to do Oa at all. I think he's just going to do whatever he does from Earth and keep it moving.
Well, so the costume being a grounded series, that's their excuse for why the costume is brown. Basically, it says it's evident from the leaked first look at Hal's uniform. Remember, Superman already confirmed the members of the Green Lantern Corps wear practical costumes rather than energy constructs. The Superman film confirmed that. Okay, so we knew that too, and we don't want the Ryan Reynolds thing again, right? Remember, everybody hated that. So those didn't even look very convincing even 15 years ago, but surely they will be fine with visual effects today's. For better or worse, the DCU won't head in that direction. While this suit is definitely green, the colors are very muted, and the design itself appears to be a mix of the New 52 and the Earth 1 costume. This version of Hal Jordan is close to retirement and training, and John Stewart is his replacement. It's worth noting that when John finally suits up, it could be in a colorful, comic-accurate costume that gets fans more excited than this fairly drab effort. That's what I'm saying. This is Hal's. What'd you say? You said it was his old and busted, right? So this is Hal's old and busted. Yeah, this is Hal's old and busted. I think that John Stewart is gonna have the new hotness. Very, Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. It's fucking what do you call it? Men in Black all over again.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't say Men in Black, but they didn't want us to think goofy aliens and shit everywhere, and that's why. So it's not goofy aliens and shit everywhere. But it says some will point to Guy Gardner's suit as a reason not to get too excited. It's worth remembering that he was wearing a corporate uniform design for him by the Justice Gang member Maxwell Lord. Still, it doesn't seem fair to say that this isn't the costume many DC comic readers were hoping for. Some people might have been looking for something brown and muted. Teasing the antagonist relationship, kind of a throwback Chuck Yeager vibe to him. He's the kind of guy who you meet and you don't know whether you like him or you want to punch him. John, meanwhile, has a quiet authority about him, and I think it's important to their dynamic, to the story that we're telling. Lantern follows John Recruit. Yeah, there's that suit. They're saying that's muted green, huh? I guess.
we'll see. Look brown to me.
That's brown to me because that's green right there on the shoulder, and that's green on the lantern in the middle.
That's great right there. It look like brown suede leather to me. With a white and green symbol in the middle.
Yeah, and this might not look that bad on either. And I think what people are upset about is it's not black spandex with a bright green thing, and like that's kind of what I was hoping for, wanting this comic accurate thing. But the more I think about it, man, what's more comic accurate than being completely different? That's what comics do. It's what they've always done. Hunter Iggy, I got you, bro. Hunter be like, look at my comment. Derpy Entertainment, where are you going live on YouTube? What are you talking about? When? Oh, when are you going live? He said not sure.
Oh, he's
all right.
Six
Element Hip Hop is battleware. Sorry, 6 Element Hip Hop is battleware suit and their other suit in the closet, and there are other suits in the closet. Sweet, the sweet. Yeah. It could be that too. It could be this is a battle costume, maybe some armored shit, and then he's got one. But I don't know why. I don't know why Green Lantern would have a different costume for battle, right? Isn't the whole point that they can bust it out?
Old back in the day joint. Maybe that's his old back in the day joint where he didn't use constructs and he just said, "Yeah, I got a suit, so I'm getting down."
It's all possible.
We won't know until the show comes out.
Yeah, and the trailer did draw some criticism for not showing any superpowers except for the one
when he flew away.
Yeah, but again, man, bro, I'm sick and tired of these trailers that show every fucking thing.
Listen, I'm pleased with the trailer.
Yeah, trailer's great.
I mean,
I don't want these trailers where they show everything. Like, don't show me everything.
Yeah, you got trailers that can give away too much, and then
so
you got to leave some suspense for let the man have some imagination. They don't need to know everything, but I am looking forward to it. I will be propped up on the couch watching it when it comes out, just to see what it's all about. And as long as it's better than Starfleet Academy, we're good to go.
One of the directors said the show said their episode is all on Oa. Said their episode. Oh, there's probably an episode that's all on Oa. I'm sure that there has to be an episode on Oa. Yeah, like people are bugging. Like they're gonna at least go there one time and show us something. I'm sure.
Yeah. He's got to
All
do
right,
some
so-
training.
Yeah. 5 things we learned from the trailer. 1 ring, 2 heroes. Let's see. Guy Gardner wearing a ring. Hal Jordan's impending retirement. So he's passing the ring. So obviously there's only 1 lantern at a time. Another thing. Let's see. True lanterns. It says it seems that to get one of these DCU series on HBO, DCU Studios had to make lanterns as much like its usual fare as possible. As a result, this looks like the True Detective meets Mayor of Easttown with only a few hints of the cosmic nature of the Green Lantern Corps. That's fine for a teaser, but do we really need true lanterns? It seems that Hal Jordan accidentally stumbled across a crime, giving them no choice but to investigate it in a town that wants nothing to do with them. So are they space cops? So it's a premise that mostly works. They are space cops, but unfortunately, the series' dull color palette makes it look pretty drab. So we can only hope that when we get, and when we get into the Guardians of Oa and the Sinestro, who has been cast, and other characters and some outer space action going on, because it doesn't feel like the best use of these characters if it is a unique approach. We've got the Green Lantern here, Hal Jordan and John Stewart. You could have made a show that was grounded in a detective show and something HBO could handle that wasn't about the Green fucking Lantern, the most sci-fi character in the Justice League. Like, I'm kind of confused at why they chose that character for this type of show, other than he loves Green Lantern and it's HBO and we got to make it work. Maybe that's it. I don't know, but I don't think it was the best use of these characters for this kind of show.
We could have
Wonder Man is the perfect character for a show like this, because we don't give a shit about Wonder Man. We don't need to see. No one's waiting to see their favorite character, Wonder Man, in action.
No.
So that's the perfect character to make a good show like that. Don't use Green Lantern. People are waiting to see Green Lantern in action, in space, fighting aliens and shit.
If you want to do a buddy cop show, you could have gave us Rorschach and The Question. Perfect duo to do a true detective buddy cop. That boom, everybody could have rocked out with that. That would have been perfectly fine. And you could have really made a true detective show. Like, you could have really did some really, because that's what they do. They do detective work, and they're good at it. They're not as good as Batman, but they're good at it. They're good at it.
Now,
and you could have threw Detective Chimp in there as a CGI.
Now we say this, but I also have to say, putting 2 superheroes in a true detective style story might be genius when it's all said and done. And I always thought it was a great idea, and I love True Detective. And fans who really wanted an epic space opera are guaranteed to be disappointed if this trailer's any indication. Anything we've heard about is any indication. The fact that it's on HBO is any indication. But that doesn't mean it's totally fucked. There are signs of destruction that at least hint at superhero action, right? When Hal takes flight and just takes off and flies, just a guy flying, no jetpack, right? Nothing fucking tech, just a guy flying. Very comic booky piece of imagery. And then we also catch sight of the power battery, and the final shot has the hero about to do something with his ring while he's interrogating. He flipped the dude over and then he pointed the ring and it lit up. So did he blast him with some shit? Did he catch him? You know what I mean? So there's ring action for sure. There's definitely Green Lantern shit in this show. Do not worry. But I still don't think Lanterns is going to be overly action-packed or overly cosmic. No. But there's always a chance that it surprises us by throwing Sinestro and Parallax and even the Black Hand, something really cool into the mix. Oh, some Guardians and something, and then Superman did a really good job with Guy Gardner's powers. So we already know what the DCU is doing with Green Lantern powers.
Right.
So I'm cool, and I'm confused why people are too bugging about. Like, I don't. This is what I expected.
Yeah.
And another thing. Oh yeah, it's what I expected. 100%. What do you mean? True Detective and Green Lantern. This is what I expected.
No,
That's
I'm
what I
I'm
knew.
coming. No, I'm coming. I ain't playing. I'm coming because
Oh,
I'm like me. I'm at a point where I want to wait and see and then make judgment because I don't
mm,
know what I'm gonna get and what I might get. I might be okay with.
yeah.
Or I might
But
not
we're
be.
on a talk show, and it's our job to give judgment and talk to the people.
Oh yeah.
That's why we're. That's
No
why we're
doubt.
giving. But personally, I'm chilling.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to see what it's gonna be. Am I on board with this? True detective buddy cop type thing? Yeah, definitely, because it's something different, and you
Mm.
can do that with the Green Lanterns. Just don't mess it up, and don't give me no. And if you're
You
gonna
know,
give me if you're gonna give me dialogue like that, just don't make it nothing boring. I don't want them riding around in the car, cracking jokes on each other all the whole time. Where the older Green Lanterns like, back in my day, I used to be able to wear 5 power, and you'll never be
right,
able to do that. No, I
right.
don't want to hear all that. Like, make it interesting. Make them work
And
together.
yeah, and we did. We saw them driving in the car together, but it was pretty action packed. He jumped
That's
out the
fine.
motherfucker and drove off a cliff.
That's fine. I don't
What do
take
you
that.
want?
Okay.
Another
Yeah.
thing I think that we learned, and this is something I'm gleaning. It's not obvious. I think Hal Jordan dies.
Wow.
I think Hal Jordan dies because he made a comment. He said, "This is my job, and as long as I'm alive, that ain't changing."
Mm.
And they put that in the fucking trailer. He's totally fucking dying. We don't believe that DC Studios will head down the route of Hal being possessed by Parallax. As shame as it would be fascinating to watch Chandler's interpretation of this character become one of the DCU's biggest threats. But instead, he'll probably just give John the ring, die while powerless, and inspire, John Stewart to protect the planet after teaching him everything he knows. And it's a fine story arc, albeit one that wastes a great character. I don't think these characters, but John being the DCU's main Lantern is definitely not a bad thing. That's cool, and this is a great way for all the nerdrotics and critical drinkers to you know accept the fact that the Green Lantern is a black guy. Well, here's Hal Jordan. He existed. Okay, he's fucking old and he died, and this is the Green Lantern now. Okay, it's it's all right.
We can go with that. We can go with that. Green Lantern does. I mean, Hal Jordan does leave Earth for a little bit. So, you know. But that's a whole story with Parallax and him wearing, 10 rings at one time. It's a lot. But whatever this is, just make sure it's good. That's all I ask. I don't ask anything else. I
Yeah,
can I can live with the fact that it might not have a lot of constructs in it. Anyway, I can live with the fact that they don't have the CGI construct. Live with all that. Just make it good. That's all we ask.
that's what we
That's all we ask.
demand,
Yeah,
John.
and this might not be
With
Earth One.
James Gunn.
This might we don't know what Earth this is. We don't know.
I think we do. I think it's the same Earth as the
So is it,
John as the Superman. Yeah, because I think they mentioned Hal and shit. So, but uh, it definitely could be a different time. I mean, it's hard to. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's hard to say because James Gunn is chopping it up. But here's 10 things that they said. They said 2 months and no ring. John Stewart's time with Hal Jordan confirmed. So we know that they've been together for 2 months. Substitute teacher. We learned that John Stewart's Green Lantern status confirmed. Howells refers to John as a substitute teacher while the pair are driving the beginning of their nod to John's original Lantern status in the comics. Having been originally selected by the Guardians of Oa to serve as a backup Green Lantern for Earth in case Hal Jordan was ever compromised. So it's very true to the comics then. In the new context of DCU in this trailer, though, it looks as though there will be some tension while Hal bristling having to train what he views as an eventual replacement. before he's ready to retire. I think he's going to die. Alien threat for DCU's Lantern series. Yep, something definitely crashing down. There's a big crater in the ground.
I like that.
Yep. As such, some dangerous extraterrestrial alien threat would explain why Hal and John have come to this small town to investigate. First look at the suit. Is it Hal or John's? Please be Hal's. Comic accurate tensions between lanterns. Jordan takes flight. There is the power battery. More than one enemy in lanterns. An intense moment from New Lanterns trailer shows John pinned to the ground and restrained by two men holding a device with yellow lights to his head. As such, seemingly confirms that there will be more than one antagonist for Hal and John to face, and that their investigation into the small town will indeed uncover a much bigger threat than expected. Do you think this is that yellow? Could this be some yellow energy, yellow light, or whatever the fuck? Fear? Putting fear in him? Looks like some tech. That looks like some sci-fi tech right there.
Yeah, it could be.
It's got the yellow light. What's the yellow light? Fear?
Fear.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely not like any sort of Earth device.
No. We don't. Yeah, could have gave that to him. Oh no, we got to see.
And he said, "I'm the only human." Do you talk to other lanterns? Dude said, "I'm the only human. They're all aliens." But what about Guy Gardner? Near the end of the trailer, Hal makes the odd statement during the conversation, and he's the only human. Raised the ultimate question about why Guy Gardner's Green Lantern 25 played a Nathan Fillion. Likewise, it's been confirmed Guy will make an appearance in the upcoming Lantern series. There's a few possibilities here. Firstly, lanterns could be set earlier in the DCU timeline. That's what I was thinking. It looks like 70s or 80s. Perhaps before Guy receives the ring, or Hal simply hasn't crossed paths with him yet. If he
or
spends
maybe
most of the time off planet.
Maybe he's the only Maybe he's the only lantern on Earth at that time.
Mm-hmm. Well, he didn't say. He said, "Do you ever talk to any of the other lanterns?" And John and Hal's answer was, "I'm the only human. They're all aliens." So why didn't he say, "Well, I talked to Guy. He's the only other human"? One of them's a fucking squirrel. Badig confirmed. Badig?
He's thinking about himself. Maybe just
That's almost certainly Badig or Chip. He does off.
Squirrel. There's a whole planet. There's a whole planet Green Lantern.
Planet of Squirrel?
No, there's a planet. That's a Green Lantern. There's a
Oh yeah, the Green Lantern planet, right?
Planet. Yeah, it's literally
Like
a planet. It's a living planet. That's a Green Lantern.
Yeah.
And he's a pretty powerful one at that.
Yeah. All right, so that is the Green Lantern trailer, y'all. Let's bust up this
Don't forget there's a microbe that's a green that's a yellow lantern. So they're coming all shapes and sizes. Dang.
Oh, that's the OG Hulk.
Maximum,
that's my
the
favorite.
maximum Hulk.
Hell no, this is the OG right there. The only better Hulk than this is the Select, Marvel Select Hulk. I don't have it yet, but there's a new line of Hulk joints. They're all gonna have boxes that look like this with the cool brick border and stuff. I really, really dig that package. This is for inbox collectors, you psychopaths, you sick bastards who collect and keep your figures in jail like that. This is a really nice one for you guys. Really nice one. You box collectors. So, yeah, without further ado, foreign saboteur Emil Blonsky is exposed to the same gamma rays that created the Hulk, transforming him into the monstrous Abomination. Stu, did you get this for your son?
Yes, sir. Got him one. Didn't get it yet, but I got him one. Should be here soon. Well, he's a big Hulk fan, man. He's a huge Hulk fan. He likes the Hulk, so gotta have an Abomination to go with.
You gotta have Abomination. And here's the headpiece that no one will probably ever use. Then it's pretty cool though.
I don't get that headpiece, but
the details nuts. But it's really cool. It's got like fingers. But yeah, I mean, who's rocking that? My thing is I don't know which one of these heads I'm gonna use. So this one's got this cool evil grin, very comic booky. I don't know, just it looks very cool. But then you have this one, which is very scary and cool as well. He's got the big brows and the dead eyes, much smaller ears. Less fun. So yeah, I don't know which one I'm gonna rock. Which one should I rock? Chest piece comes off. Boom! Chest explodes. All right. Come out of here. Wow, look at the back. That's dope. He's got real butterfly. Look at that butterflyness. The butterfly action there. It's a pretty deep butterfly back there. Shit. Look at that. Have you ever seen such a back butterfly? But not so much in the front. That's weird. In the front, kind of limited. Really limited, actually. That sucks. Why'd they put him in the back?
I guess to give him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm with you on that.
Let's see, he's just a hair taller than Hulk, which is just perfectly cool and awesome. And
is he bigger than Juggernaut? Who's bigger, Juggernaut or him?
He's thicker. Juggernaut's bigger. Well, that new Juggernaut I think is bigger. Yeah, I think so. But he's shelved up. So this old school version also has some pretty deep back butterflies and nothing in the front. But it is a different chest build, as you can see. The butterflies on the front of this one are much deeper. So there's no reuse here. Even the thighs and legs, which I feared might be the same, so terrified that would be the case, are not the same. They're fully unique. They have some double jointed knees, which of course have ugly ass pins. I don't know why they're still putting pins and shit. Even these big ones, it's only the big ones, but I don't know what it is about the big ones, why they got to use pins. Or feet are crazy. Look at those toes, man. Hammer time. Yeah.
Hammer time.
She got hammer time in her shoes. Remember Boomerang?
Mm-hmm.
You pulled the sheet back and seen that shit.
Little Sean. She was fine too back then.
Bad.
Little Sean.
Yeah.
It was fun. I'd love to see what she look like now. See if she's still as fine as she was back then.
We got ankle twists. There's a lot of articulation here for a big guy. Got ankle twists and we got heel, or what do you call? Yeah, like that the heel bend. Ankle bend, ankle bends, ankle twists, which would be comparable to like a calf twist that we might see in a smaller figure. He's got the double things. He's got the thigh twist. He's got the thigh twist right here. And then of course also he's got his ball joint leg. Let's see. No waist bend. He's just got this sort of elastic rubber band inside with the torso bend. Can't really turn left to right though. Head does this. That's a pretty good range. It's a pretty good range of movement, actually. Yeah, so it does move around a lot. Yeah, love the spikes and shit. The details really well made. But honestly, I was gonna pass on this figure. I didn't really want a giant monster, a giant green monster. You know, I'm all for the Hulk because he's the iconic. He's the Hulk, and he kind of sits in the background on the shelf with the Avengers. But my thing is, where do I put this? Like, where does he stand? So he's just gonna be in the back somewhere.
You could face him off against Hulk.
Should have passed. I should have passed. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, you can do a scene where they're standing there, but then that's a whole shelf taken up just for this scene. So you got to think about this kind of shit when you're buying this stuff, guys. So this was it's not the first thing I've ever bought that I regretted buying immediately, but this is one of. And while it's a great figure, if you like this character and you really want this character on your shelf, this is a great figure. But for me, it's not iconic enough of a character for my shelf, because my shelf is all about iconography, nostalgia. Whereas other people's shelves might be about completionism, having whole teams, having all the characters, collecting it all, whatever you collect for. Everyone has different things that their shelf, is about. And
you got enough people to make the Thunderbolts, because he was down with the Thunderbolts. So
yeah, Blonsky.
Yeah.
I mean, you can put together Thunderbolts. I don't do any MCU characters, so it would all have to be.
What about AIM? He was down with AIM for a little bit.
AIM?
Yeah, he's down with AIM for a little bit. So
yeah, but who's on AIM?
That all depends.
He's got a decent grip. No, but really cool figure. Really cool figure. Really, really well done. Just did not need it. So it'll probably end up growing on me, and I'll probably figure out that I really liked it or wanted it or whatever, or I'll end up trading it off or selling it or something. But that's him. That's it. There you go. So check this out. I'm putting a team together. I'm kit bashing some shit. So I'm trying to make. Right, I'm trying to. When I was a kid, right, I used to take the GI Joes apart, unscrew them in the back, take the little O-ring out, little screw out, and you could put different, switch the arms, switch the legs, switch the pelvic part, switch the chest, switch the heads, whatever you want. You could create your own, kind of characters out of all the different parts, and that was one of that took up a lot of my time playing with GI Joe. That's what I did a lot, was creating new characters and shit. So I found that you can do the same thing with Classified. You just swap parts around or paint some shit. You'd be surprised what a beret will do. So you I have a dope team put together. I showed y'all that one. I didn't show y'all that one. Hold on. So I made a bunch of them, right? But this is my latest one. Let me get a thing so y'all can see it. That's Tunnel Rat with just different parts. You know what I'm saying? You throw a beret, you throw some goggles, you throw the bandana around his face. That armor, that chest piece, that's from Xandar. You just paint that. chromed out some shit. But for the most part, yeah, that beret was orange. So that was Tiger Force Flint's orange beret. Which is how you get that effect around the
Where'd you get the black?
the badge. I mean,
Sash?
so you paint that.
Where'd you get the black sash? Oh, you painted. Did you paint that or did you?
But the sash,
the
you mean the bandana around his face?
bandana? Yeah.
That came with Monkey Wrench. It was
Okay.
white.
Okay, you painted it.
I painted it. So this next one I'm working on.
That was hard.
Right. So you take what that beret came with, I think came with Sergeant Slaughter, which is why it was
Yep.
big enough. That's why it was big enough to fit over his helmet thing. And you paint around the thing. And remember, he was all bright yellow and shit. So I painted that like a matte black in the middle. I left all the great paint job that they had done with the around the back of around the boots, around the arms, around the chest, the ribs on the side, like has a really cool effect. Let me get that lighting and shit. Hang on. Then I repainted all the gold a shiny black, like a shiny black lacquer, and then if you look at his mask, the middle part is like a matte black on the cheek, and then the rest of it's like a shiny black. And that was he used to have this cloak on and shit like that. And he was all bright yellow. There we go. Yeah, so he's another one that he's gonna be good. He's almost done. And this one's a very early work in progress. That hood right there will be painted all black. It'll match the cloak. The orange on that cloak is going to be something else, probably gray.
That's dope.
Yeah. So that's a black suit Spidey. A black suit Spidey head with Storm Shadow's hood. On the Twilight Guard. See, this was a all black Crimson Guard, but he's got like, I don't even know what they put on him. He's got some dope ass parts, bro. There's no other figure like him. He's got a much bigger body build than the other Crimson Guards. He's got all that shit from like the troopers, the Cobra troopers and shit on him, all that gear, the belts and shit. But that was his head. He had the Crimson Guard head.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's cool, man. You just kit bash shit like when you were a kid. Shout out to Tony's Customs, Tony's Figs for the custom tips. Customizing. People call it customizing. I call it kit bashing. When I was a kid, we didn't have a name for it though.
Nah, we didn't. We just mix them up, kept it moving.
We were just making new Joes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck this one up too. So this cat, he's gonna fall right in with that crew. But all that blue, that's gonna get painted probably a matte black. And who knows what else I'm gonna do to him. But I really hate this fucking Snake Eyes. I really hate Lenny made this Snake Eyes instead of making version 3. And then now he's making a different Snake Eyes instead of making version 3 still. But I think we might get version 3 sometime this year, maybe at least announced by the end of the year. But if Lenny don't make version 3, we got beef.
I don't think he'll do it.
We got
I
beef.
don't think he's gonna do it anytime soon, but I think he'll do it eventually.
Yeah. Well, we hope so.
They could have did it. Remember when we were looking at the toy show, and they had the quad for the Joes, and he had a Snake Eyes that was on there.
Mm.
He could have put version 3 Snake Eyes on there.
Yeah, no.
That would have made sense.
Yeah, nah. You know what? I think that's the third. Damn, he's making 3. So he made version 1, version 2, then he made version 4.
Right.
Then he made the one you seen on the ATV, which is based on some sticker. Then there's another one that he's doing. And then you're gonna go back and make version 3, bro. It's like
Exactly.
4 fucking Snake Eyes is past version 3. What are you doing? What are we doing?
He might not like version 3, Reno.
If you don't like version 3, bro, that's your business, dog. You can't pick and choose your favorites, bro. This is not all for you, bro. What the fuck? This ain't your project. You know what I'm saying? You make come on, bro. You can't pick only your favorites. That's corny. You got to give the people what they want. All right, so this shit's what I want. This is what the people want right here. Jonathan Hickman got a new joint coming out. Stu, I need this book, bro. Please get me one of these from what's his name? Wade's Comic Madness. Look at this shit. It's called Spider-Man Long Way Home. And boy, oh boy, is it not the MCU. So we know now Jonathan Hickman, like I was saying years ago, man, MCU should just pick up Jonathan Hickman. They should just pick up John and start doing Hickman stories. They'd be great. MCU would be saved if they just started doing Hickman stories. Well, that's what they're doing now. They must have seen our show because that's what Avengers Doomsday is going to be all about, Jonathan Hickman. That's what the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness debacle was loosely based on with the Illuminati and the incursions. The whole thing about the incursions and all that, it's all Jonathan Hickman. This year's Jonathan Hickman. Now, we know that in the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man, what's it called? Be on Your Way? Fuck.
Spider-Man.
Why is it escaping me right now? Not No Way Home.
Long Way Home.
Christ.
No Way Home. Was it No Way Home?
Stop. Let me just stop. What is going on with my brain?
Computer. What is the name of the latest Spider-Man movie?
I'm not even trying to remember anymore. I'm just going. So
The latest Spider-Man movie is Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, released on December 31st, 2024.
you don't even know. How is this missing? How is this?
What is the new Spider-Man movie coming out this year?
Fucking Spider-Man.
Spider-Man Brand New Day is set to release.
Brand new goddamn day.
Brand new day.
Son of a bitch. The weed.
Thank you.
Deteriorating my memory. It's got to be the weed. Spider-Man, Punisher, and the Hulk we know is going to be in Brand New Day. Daredevil as well. So we got Daredevil, the new Daredevil show, rocking with the Punisher and all that. But we know for a fact that what? Hulk, Punisher, and Daredevil are going to be in the Spider-Man movie, right? Right?
Right.
Okay. Jonathan Hickman is doing a fucking comic book called Spider-Man Long Way Home. Talking about Spider-Man, Punisher, and the Hulk show each other no mercy in Spider-Man Long Way Home, a new limited series by Jonathan Hickman and Adam Kubert, coming this June. So we're talking direct MCU fodder. I said it before. I broke this horrible, tragic fucking news before that the MCU and the Marvel Comics are one and the same now. They are directly, not only are they directly getting stuff from these new comics for the MCU, what they're doing is they're literally writing comics with the intention of it to be so that they can then make the movie and say, see, it's in the comics. It's comic accurate. It's comic accurate. It's comic accurate. That's bullshit. We know we see through it, guys. We see through it. It's phony, it's fake, it's corny, it's a travesty. You're destroying the comic book industry. Well, you're at least destroying Marvel Comics. You're doing great things for the Marvel the industry. The indie world's loving it because you're shitting all over yourself, and the indie comics have skyrocketed in popularity and just are killing it. If you want to read good comics, go indie. Marvel, even DC now, it's butt and a half. You can get the Ultimate Universe and you can get the Absolute Universe. That's the only two things that are decent in Marvel and DC right now.
It's the only thing I'm reading.
Because the rest of it is all MCU. So Feige literally told the writer of Kamala Khan to kill Kamala Khan in the comics and make her a mutant because we want to do this for the MCU and we want it to be comic accurate. The writer of this comic told us this. He quit, got fired. They made someone else do it, and that's basically it. And it was like no secret. And like that's the wildest shit to me. That's like worse than a rapper just biting off another rapper or something, like lyrics or something. Like it's just the worst thing you could do in this like
that's real cutthroat. That's real cutthroat, you know.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. Yeah.
Well, Spider-Man's also teaming up with Superman this year. We're going to fight Superman. One of the two. I know they're going to be in a comic together.
Something like that.
Yeah, later this year. So.
Yep. DC and Spidey. Superman and Spidey-Man. Speaking of Superman and Spider-Man, DC, it says Spider-Man's best suit returns 42 years later thanks to one controversial DC icon. DC Marvel Superman Spider-Man #1 will come out March 25th, 2026. You know what's crazy? You know what? Like, no one ever like mentions this. Both Peter Parker and Clark Kent are like newspaper guys.
Yes, they are.
Like they're reporters essentially. I mean, Spidey's a photographer, but still reports. Let's see. Team up between Man of Steel and Spider-Man isn't the only collaboration fans can look forward to. Backdrop story features Superboy Prime. Spider-Man is also confirmed, bringing Peter's iconic symbiote suit back. Iconic symbiote suit returns thanks to Superboy Prime.
Yes, the all-powerful Superboy Prime.
Right.
In addition, something
originally drawn in 1984. So the black suit is from 1984, and it is from the Secret Wars comic, not the one from Jonathan Hickman, but the first Secret Wars in 1984, and that's where his red and blue suit was damaged, and he had to make a new one, and it got replaced. But the black suit was the replacement, but he didn't know it was actually a living organism, and became the symbiote known as Venom. But it wasn't just a visual upgrade; it was a power upgrade as well. It wasn't just a cool looking suit; it gave him new powers and fucked with his mind.
Amplified his power. Right. Now I did see a super dope cover for that, where they had Spider-Man in his black suit and Superman in his black suit. Cover was dope.
Yeah,
dope variant cover.
That's dope. Superman in the black suit. Yeah. Superman
with the silver, Still.
That's right. Well, speaking about Spider-Man's black suit, the Amazon Prime Video new series Spider-Man Noir is officially going to make history with a rare rating for the Marvel superhero. 2026 is making history with this in a way, because it's the first time. So it's going to be rated TV 14, which is the first time any comic book movie's ever gotten that rating. It makes Spider-Man Noir TV show the most maturely rated Spider-Man series of all time, and even darker than the films that we've seen too. It's going to be a very dark in every way, but dark. Series with the TV 14 rating. So Prime Video is highlighting that the superhero drama will contain material that parents would find unsuitable for children under the age of 14. And as described by the FCC's official description. So the Punishers, Steve Lightfoot is involved as one of the co-showrunners. And as John Bernthal starring series is a big example of what that creative team can do and does with darker Marvel stories. So if you liked Punisher like I did and you thought it was sick and the darkest Marvel thing we ever got, then you're gonna like the noir apparently too, as well as the Luke Cage series. But it's the first modern live action TV show for the Marvel icon Spider-Man Noir as well. And Sony primarily holds the popular superhero rights for the big screen, but in terms of series and comics and other things, Sony doesn't necessarily own that. They don't own Spider-Man. They own Spider-Man movie rights and video game rights. Video game rights, movies and video games. So, but not animation, not toys, not shows. And so we have that to thank ourselves, or to thank. Wait, my bad. Let me. Stu, turn his camera off. Let me put him back up there. Yeah. So, yeah. I just recently rewatched the Daredevil show, and it's better than I remember. I remember being really disappointed, like that it wasn't enough Daredevil going on. But honestly, now that I watched and can appreciate a show like Wonder Man, and I see what they were doing there, then now I see what they're doing here, and now I've been able to appreciate it. So if you didn't love Daredevil, but you loved Wonder Man, go back and watch Daredevil again. The dark tones, the score, the cinematography, it's all very unique. It's a very unique thing, and like I said, maybe they could have had more fight scenes, but do you want a show like Wonder Man where it was engaging and you really want it? Because you know what's a hard thing to admit, bro? I haven't loved any Marvel fucking shows. Like, I haven't really gone. I rewatch shows. Like, I'll watch The Sopranos again. Like, I'll watch Game of Thrones from the first episode all the way through to the fucking finale. I'll watch these shows over again if they're that good. Like, but sad to say, like, my favorite shit, like Marvel, just does not cut it. Like, the shows, I get through them, and like I got to report on them, do reviews, but even the ones that I like the most, I don't get a lot of rewatchability out of. And that's the person. Maybe you guys don't do that. If you rewatch shows or whatever, I watch Breaking Bad again, the whole fucking thing, and it's just as good as the first time I ever watched it.
I watch Star Trek like that.
You catch new shit. You know what I mean? There you go. Yeah, if you're a Trekkie.
Yeah, I can watch any Star Trek season. I can watch it from beginning to end. It's just as good to me as it was the first time I ever saw it.
So same thing. That's what I'm talking about. That's how I be with Game of Thrones and all these other shows. But like, I don't get that with the Marvel shows. I don't really want to watch them over again. So I really tried to do that even a couple times, and I'm just like, the shows are not that good. Like, I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. I can't. Like, I tried to. I can't tell you exactly what it is. And anyone that tells you they can, they have their opinion. But see,
I can tell you.
You have your opinion, but all right.
Kevin Davis hit the nail on the head. Daredevil Born Again had good storytelling, needs more action. That's just what it is. We want to be entertained. We're not entertaining to watch. If you
can't just say it needs more action. You have to have something behind that. What do you mean it needs more action? Why does it need more action? Is that better for the story? Like,
Yeah, it's just a soap
no,
opera. At the end of the day, it's just a soap opera. If you got Matt Murdock walking around, all right, like Stanley told Tobey
exactly.
Maguire,
It's a soap opera, and there's no action in soap operas.
no,
You have to
no,
break the story to do the action, and then we go back to the story. And a lot of
story.
people binge these shows, and they want to watch a show, and they get into it, and they want to. What I always say, you got to care about the characters to care about the show. And just because it's a great action movie, do you really care about fucking Chuck Norris? Like, no, those aren't great movies. There's a lot of action. Action does not equal good. It doesn't.
Well, they can also
Not that it
call.
doesn't need more action. I'm not saying that. It has good storytelling and needs more action. Daredevil, true. But we're talking about what is it about all the Marvel shows that just makes them just not that great.
Writing. I would say writing mostly. She-Hulk, bad writing. Uh, and it caters
Well,
to it
yes,
caters to the it
it's
caters
definitely
to
bad
the
writing, but why?
it caters to the casual audience. Well, like it
Is
doesn't
that
catch.
why? Is it bad writing because they're trying to
100%.
cast too wide of a net, or is it bad because they don't have any good writers because they hire all the wrong people
Could
because
be
they're
a
trying to
combination of
fill a
both.
quota?
Could be a combination of both. 'Cause there's a guy I work with, and he says
Check
his wife
boxes.
loves his wife. Like he's a hardcore Star Wars fan, but he says that when they watch like the Acolyte, perfect example. He hated the Acolyte, but his wife loved it. His wife is a casual Star Wars fan. She doesn't know much about Star Wars, but she liked the Acolyte, and he hates it. But he's a hardcore Star Wars fan. And when he's telling me, like, he's like, "Oh, my wife thinks it's great. Like, she loves it." She-Hulk. She loves She-Hulk. She's a casual fan. He's a hardcore fan. And everything he likes, she hates. Everything he hates, she likes. He's like, "Oh, my wife loves it. She thinks it's great." She's a casual fan. If it's appealing to the casual fan, they feel like it's a home run. If it's hitting with the millennials, Gen Zers, they feel like it's a home run. Because that's I think what they're making these shows for. They're not making it for the hardcore
Well,
superhero fan.
I got news for them. They failed because there's 100 shows on right now on all the streaming services that are really great. There's no comic characters whatsoever, no superheroes.
That's true.
They're great
That's
shows.
true. That's true.
Casual audiences love them.
That's true.
So what the fuck is your problem? And you're right. You know why that's a problem? You know why the casual audience? Yeah, you're right, bro. Because honestly, dog, comic books have never been for the masses.
No.
It's never been a mainstream thing. It's never been cool until like recently. When I was a kid growing up, comic book nerds were not the cool kids. There was nothing cool about comic books when we were growing up. It was something we thought was cool, but in society, it was not considered cool. There were no movies with comic book guys that were all into comics, like Ferris Bueller and shit. Like all the cool guys in the 80s were not comic book nerds, right? It was not considered right. So my point being, like, it's just not. It was never for the masses. And you're trying to take something that was never for the masses, that was a very niche thing, that was for like nerds and shit. And Star Wars, as big as Star Wars is, it's
Star
still,
Wars ain't never been for the masses.
but it's
Like,
still for nerds. Yeah, it's still.
it is for nerds.
geeks and
I
shit
know
that love-
guys, and to prove your point, I know people. I know guys that are taking their now wives or girlfriends then and now wives to see Star Wars, and they all say the same thing. They hated it. They're like, "Yo, I took my girl to see it. She couldn't stand it.
Girls
She
love
couldn't
it.
wait to get out of there. She couldn't
Oh,
wait to get out of there." I
oh,
was
they don't like the new ones either.
no, like a guy I work with, he took his
So like, that's what I'm saying. They
he took his
failed.
wife. He took his wife, and he said, but this when they were dating, he said he went this when he and he's an older guy, and he told me, he said, when I tell you, he said I'm a big Star Wars nerd, big Star Wars fan, and he said I took my wife to see Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and he said she hated it. It was like she didn't understand what was going on. She was like, why are they doing this? And then he said he
Ronnie,
took
what
her
up?
to see the new one, and she hated the new one. And he was like, yeah, I know, but she goes just because I make her go. So she's a girl. She doesn't like Star Wars. I can name a few people that I know that told me the same thing. Man, are they girls that like Star Wars? Yes, but they're the nerdy girls. They're the
Right.
girls that are nerds. They're not.
Right.
Man,
It's not
the
the typical. Yeah, it's
yeah,
not
the
the
typical
typical woman.
casual
Is not.
female that
Come
likes
on, bro.
Kim
We all know that.
Kardashian, yeah, and loves Taylor
Who are we
Swift. They're not
kidding?
going to see Star Wars. If Taylor Swift goes see Star Wars, then you got it. Then you got it. You put
I
Taylor
mean,
Swift in the Star Wars
yeah.
movie,
She
then you
probably
got
loves Star Wars. Taylor Swift's probably the biggest geek. You know what I mean? But you know her fans aren't, and they don't know
it.
that. And she
They don't.
probably told him. It's like it's just how, bro. Look, listen. In the '90s and shit, it wasn't cool to be into comics, and no one thought that
No.
Method Man was a comic book nerd. Ronnie Gooday, mate, what's going on, man? Shout out to Ronnie Trickshot in the building, man. Down
Running
under
trick
coming
shot
through.
with up. Running trick shot with up.
You know what I'm saying? And then
Nah,
yes,
you're
it's
right.
like
You're right.
yeah, but
And
I
a
don't know,
lot of
man.
rappers are comic book fans. A lot of them read
Yeah,
comic books. A
we
lot of
know
them
it
read
now.
comic books. Oh, we know it now, yeah.
Yeah,
But you're right. It
now
was
that
a
it's
thing
cool.
where yeah, it was a thing where you went and got your comics. You quietly got in your car. I'm keeping it a buck. At one point, 7-Eleven sold
Oh,
comics
shit.
like a mofo. You could go into
Yeah.
7-Eleven, snatch up a couple comic books, or at the
Mm.
newsstand. You stuff it in your bag and you keep it moving.
See,
And the only
I
way you
regret.
knew,
Yeah. No, go ahead. I thought you were finished. My
oh
bad.
yeah, the only way you knew, like if Reno was on the train and he had a comic in his hand, and I'm a comic nerd, I'd give him that look, like, yo, I just read that, or yo, I'm getting ready to go get that. Like,
In the
we'd be
nod.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, you do that, but it wasn't mainstream. Like people would be like, oh, are you reading comics? Like why are you? Those are for kids. Like why are you reading comics? But when you open the pages of these comics, these are adult stories. They weren't. They weren't. They weren't for kids, and a lot of people thought that that's what they were for. So we kind of like, then they came out with the bags, and you get the bag, and you go, your comics were protected in the bag, and nobody knew what you had. And then
Word.
you didn't know, you just went to the comic book store and dropped $50 on comics, or $30 on comics, and they were cheaper back then. So, you know, now, like you said, now we didn't know Method Man them read comics, so they had a bunch of comics. You know what I mean? It's just
Yo, shout out to Ronnie with that bar right there. That's a bar. I'm not a rapper, but I can talk a lot of shit, and I like comics. That's a bar, son.
bars.
That's a headline. That's a beautiful. I'm not a
And
rapper.
I like comics
I'm not
too.
a rapper. But no, it's it's a culture thing, and but it's funny that the MCU or that Disney bought these two IPs, Star Wars and Marvel, with the intentions of attracting young boys to. That sounds crazy. With of attracting males
They
to their
they
to
needed
Disney.
an IP. They needed an IP for the boys.
For males, right? Because
So
Disney
yes,
was
it was
all
all
about
for the
princess.
girls. Yes, the
So
princesses
they
and the
get
girls.
these IPs. They get these IPs, and they what do? They turn right around and try to feminize them, and then they try to make them for the masses. It's mind blowing, but that, I think we hit the nail on the head, is the reason why these shits just don't hit, is because they're trying to take something that is a very niche thing and make it a broad thing. And honestly, it honestly could have been and could be a broad thing if they had kept it niche, right? So like
Right.
if you take a niche thing, I don't know, fucking dog whistles, right? And you take it and you make, I don't know, that's a crazy. How about frisbees, right? Okay, you got a thing. It's a unique thing. It's frisbees. It's a niche thing. People that play frisbee, they're frisbee fanatics. They love it. And you make this movie all about frisbee shit, and it's very accurate. It's all about frisbee. You got the frisbee pros, and they told you all the ins and outs, and you made this great movie. It's very accurate, all about frisbees. And all the frisbee people talked about how great it was and how accurate it was and how it really hit. And they told all their friends and their relatives, and their friends and relatives were like, wow, man, that they really love this fucking movie. And it's a really great movie. So that attracts people to go see the movie because the people that know about it said it was great. All you had to do was make the comic book movies for the comic nerds. The comic book
That's
nerds
it.
would have raved about how accurate it was, how great it was, how oh man, that shit hit. Oh, it touched my soul. A tear came down. Like all that shit. We would say it. We would bring our family members. We would bring our children. We would have made it mainstream because it would have been so good. But what you did is you divided the fucking thing, and now you have these new fans, like fans of like the Disney versions of this shit. And y'all are not the same. Y'all not like us. Y'all not like us.
They're not like us.
They're not like us.
They're not like us.
Not like us.
No, you got a point there, Reno. Because by the '90s, but in the '80s, Reno's right. Everybody frowned upon us for reading comics. We're teenagers in the '80s. 1985, I'm a teenager, man. I'm reading comics. People are looking at, oh, you're too big for that, too old for that. But by the '90s, there was a shift. Now you see a lot of these grown men who got frowned upon in the '80s and who were grown men in the '80s, but growner. Because when I used to go in the comic shop, I used to see a lot of older guys in there going through the boxes, getting comics coming in there, and they would come in there and drop like 150, 200 on comics. I used to be like, damn, these jokers dropping some
big boys,
some serious dope, but they were older than me. Right now, these are guys. Now I'm in my late teens to early 20s in the 90s, and now you got guys. I get that. That's hard. You got these older guys that are in their 30s and their 40s. Now they're coming out and they're going into the comic shops with their heads held high. That's hard too. And now, come 1995, 1990s, the death of Superman was a gift to the comic book industry because it bought everybody out. Everybody and their mother came out to go get comics, to go get Superman and see what's going to happen, how he was going to die. Everybody. And that was in the 90s. That was like 91. Like 90, 91. Everybody came out, oh, we want to see 92. So now all these comic book shops are popping up. People are going there buying comics and a little bit of toys here and there. And I will say one thing, we've always collected toys. But when it came to comics, Reno's right, man. It wasn't really, you know what I mean? But the 90s kind of like bought it out. And then 2000 came and it came out even more. And now here we are today where it's just commonplace to buy comics. It's not frowned upon anymore like it was in the 80s.
No, it's almost cool now.
It's cool, right? It is. Yeah, because like I said, the 90s is what made it, 90s got us there. People came out and it was like, all right, he went and bought some comics. Nobody said nothing. They were just cool with it. Like, it's all right. It was just a thing that just wasn't talked about, but we knew it happened. But then 2000 came and it got a little, once the movies came out, then it blew up. Once the movies came out and they were a success, it blew up. And now, like Reno said, it's kind of cool now to collect comics. Like, nobody says anything. But 1985, 1975, they thought they were for kids. Like, oh, they're for kids. When in the 60s, when kids ran around with comic books, they destroyed them, bro. They rolled them up, put them in their pockets, went to school with them, pulled them out. They didn't keep them. And now these are comics people are looking for today as collector's items that they could have got a fortune for. The comics got a long history and a pretty decent, interesting rap. Because when you see these comics, the first Superman comic I ever seen, Man of Steel, where he's got the car in the air, it looked like what you call it? It looked like somebody. It was in a fire, but the comic was worth over $1 million. I mean, and it's in a museum in California. I was like, damn, the cover was barely there. But then somebody came out found better copies, and now these are worth more, $4 million, $6 million. I know everybody over 60 years old or in their 70s are kicking themselves right now because they had that comic.
Look at this dumb shit though, dog. Like, why are we doing the movies and the comics? Like, can we fucking keep the movies and the comics? This is the biggest. That's why I loathe. I don't do MCU figures. I can't stand them. I can't stand MCU comic books. To me, it's like the whole reason that these costumes look so shitty and these people look, you know what I'm saying? It's because it's live action. So we had to translate it so it could be live action. Right. What's the fucking point if you're drawing it now?
It's familiar, like
it
you
grinds
said.
my gears, bro. It's ass. It's for they're trying to sell this shit. I don't want a real answer, bro. I know the fucking why, but it's fucking stupid.
It is, man.
But no,
But
this is
we got.
this is First Foes. This is the Shalabao One Piece, or One Shot rather. So if you did love Shalabao, the female version of Silver Surfer, and you want to know more about Shalabao, they're doing a One Piece for you. A one shot, I mean, One Piece. Speaking of One Piece, season 2 is about to drop.
Oh, One Piece, yeah. Okay, I can't wait to see that.
It's gonna be sick.
And don't forget the Invincible. Got another season coming.
Season 4 is coming. Yep, and don't forget that V for Vendetta series is in development at HBO.
No,
Peter Jackson is going to be the writer. James Gunn and Peter Safran are executive producers.
V was good. V for Vendetta was good.
V was dope.
Excellent. That was dope. That was a dope movie, man.
Yeah. HBO shows are the best shows, hands down, right? The best show of all time was arguably Sopranos, and would have been Game of Thrones if they had stuck that landing. But two of the best shows are from HBO. It's like that's but anytime I hear they're doing an HBO show with some comic shit, I'm very excited, very intrigued because that's top notch. That's top notch. That's them finally giving full respect to this medium in that way, and it could be beautiful.
Let's hope so. I like Vendetta.
Lanterns could be dope. Lanterns. V, Lanterns, both going to be HBO DC projects.
Yeah. And I don't like to be, I guess that's how it goes on YouTube. Everybody gets on and gets negative and bashes everything, but I like to see what it's about first, man. If I like it, I like it. And if I don't, then we can bash it. Well, let's just see first, y'all. Let's just see. Because let's keep it a buck. After the writer's strike, and from what I hear on the street, we might be coming up on another writer's strike. We lost a lot. We lost a lot of material, lost a lot of things that we should have got. And that pushes things back. Man, that pushes a lot of things back. And then some stuff in a way, it's kind of good. It's like music. You need some stuff of an experimental nature to make it through. And then we can like it, and it'll change the game. It'll bring out creativity in other people and inspire them to do more instead of just going with the cookie cutter thing. Like Star Wars inspired everybody to make better sci-fi, different sci-fi, deep story sci-fi. Because before Star Wars, man, sci-fi was just a guy in a rocket ship versus a big evil guy who had a whole army, and there was no rebellion. There was no it would be like this evil guy would have this big army, and this one guy would fight them all, and he would win all the time, or he'd be on a run. It just sci-fi was just it wasn't good, man. George Lucas wrote something that was just deep, and it was good, and we liked it. And then
it wasn't even sci-fi; it was fantasy.
It was fantasy, yeah. And then everybody was like, "Well, everybody's like, well, your sci-fi don't look like this. We can't do nothing with you." He changed the game. So this Lanterns thing might be good. It might give us something good. Like might change the game.
No Country for Old Men. This insult, No Country for Old Lanterns or whatever. Best fucking compliment it could get.
Yeah.
Excellent movie. If you haven't seen No Country for Old Men, I'm telling y'all, do yourself a favor. Waste no time. Ronnie said One Piece is fine as long as I can still see the cans. So speaking of Game of Thrones, this is dope.
Ronnie, you off the chain, man.
Ronnie's off the easy.
You off chizzy, dog.
This shit is so. As y'all know, I'm a huge Game of Thrones fanatic, and there's a movie in the works at Warner Brothers from the writer of Andor, which we love. Andor, great, well-written project. So well-written that no one cared. It was a Star Wars show with no lightsabers and force powers, and
that's true. But it was good.
And so the Game of Thrones movie is in works at Warner Brothers from the House of Cards showrunner and the Andor writer, Beau Willimon. It is He already submitted a draft, according to the Page Six Hollywood, which he broke the news on the project. The director hasn't been set, nor the cast members. So apparently, this is going to be about Aegon's Conquest, which you don't know what that is, but if you know Game of Thrones, you know what Aegon's Conquest is. It's very exciting. This is Aegon coming over for the first time to Westeros, and planting his flag and bringing dragons for the first time to Westeros, and just starting the whole Targaryen dynasty. However, the outlet noted that it's unclear whether the Game of Thrones film will actually be made, given the news that Warner Brothers is in the process of being sold to Paramount Skydance. The merger is approved. If the merger is approved, new management could scrap the movies in development. At the same time, Game of Thrones is one of the company's crown jewels, so why the fuck would they do that? And Paramount's CEO, David Ellison, pledged to release 30 films theatrically once the two media giants become one, and that means that they'll need plenty of material to populate their joint slates. Although the plot details haven't been confirmed, the story is reportedly about Aegon I, the founder of the Targaryen dynasty, and his conquest of Westeros a few centuries before the original Game of Thrones. It takes place a few hundred years before Game of Thrones series starts. Aegon I has never appeared on screen, but the royal family, which eventually spawned the ice blonde Daenerys Targaryen, played by Emilia Clarke, has been on the basis for HBO's two successful spin-offs, House of the Dragon and Night of the Seven Kingdoms, based on the best-selling fantasy novels by George R. R. Martin, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so, yeah, there's that. I can't wait. Game of Thrones movie about Aegon's Conquest. Give me.
Give it
Give it to me. Give it to me.
you. Let me have it.
All right, and then I know you got to go soon, right?
Yeah, we got time.
You got time? You got time today, cuz? I got time today, cuz.
Come in.
Got time today, cuz. You know that guy died? Did you know that kid died?
No, I know you lying.
My time today, cuz he died like a year later. Got shot.
Yeah. Stop.
Found him shot behind like a convenience store.
Damn.
Swear to God. Swear to God. Swear to God.
No, I believe you. I'm just saying, like,
I mean,
I know nobody don't play about that. We don't play about that. I'm just saying, like, that's weird, man. That's wild.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I didn't know. I didn't know it. I didn't know. Like I don't know. I kind of remember though the hoopla about it. I think I remember my son maybe saying something about it. But only Gen Xers can name these 80s movies by their last lines. And it's pretty hard. Want to play?
See what we got.
All right. Chat.
I don't think it's any movie I've ever watched. I don't ever think it's any movie I ever watched that hard where I could recite it line for line like that.
No, you just need to know the very last quote. And a lot of movies have very iconic last quotes. So let's see if we can pinpoint them. But real quick, I want to address what Ronnie said here, because this is a serious bone of contention. I am also a reader of the novels. I got them all here in hardcover. But yes, George needs to finish that last book, but he's fucking not, dog. I've given, you know how many years? He was like 15 years ago, bro. He's supposed to have finished this shit by. He's making these movies and shows, and look how many shows, you know how many spin-offs they got down the pipe? There's animated series. There's so much Game of Thrones shit. And here's the sad truth, and I think this is the sad truth, and it sucks. But I don't know, as an aspiring writer myself, I think a lot of us get into this to write novels, but we secretly want to be filmmakers, and we know one day, we hope that our movie gets our book gets optioned and sold as a movie, and we can enter the realm of filmmaking. But I think George, he fucking scored. Like, that's what it is. You write a book and then you strike oil. And sadly, well, I guess it's like bittersweet, because like it's so huge, it's so popular that I don't know if he's ever gonna have time realistically to finish that book. The way he writes, like, I think most authors would have been finished. I don't understand his excuses. They don't make any sense. He keeps saying, I'm working on these shows and this and that, and they got me busy doing this and busy doing that. It's like, cool, but you've actually written other shit since then. That's the crazy shit, bro. He's written other fucking books. Whole books. And hasn't finished this one. So I just sadly do not hold out hope that he's going to get that one cracked off before he checks out. I think he's an old guy. I don't think he's going to live forever. And I don't think he's going to finish this fucking book. I don't know that I want him to finish it. I don't know where his head's at. How's he going to end it? Does he even know what the fuck's going on anymore? I don't know, dude. It's crazy. If you read the books, bro, this has been a serious problem because we're like 5 thick ass novels deep into this story, and this fucker's not gonna end it. Oh man, let me. He sits there blogging about NFL and shit. Just write the goddamn book. Like he does, dude. He does. Like no, there's no excuse, bro. There's no excuse. I think maybe he just doesn't have any interest anymore. I don't think he can think of how to end it. I think that's the real truth. I do. I don't think that he has these time constraints that he's got. I don't think he can figure it out. I think he's afraid. That's one. Because look at the backlash the ending that they did in the show got. And I secretly think that that's kind of similar to how George was going to end it. And I think the backlash was so bad, he's afraid to go ahead and fucking pull that trigger.
Could be. We don't know.
We have no idea.
Maybe he got it. Maybe he did finish it, but didn't give it to us yet. Maybe it's just sitting there.
Can you imagine
like you said, he's debating. he don't want to hit a backlash.
Oh my god.
He might have did some crazy stuff that he know the fans ain't gonna agree with, but it's how it's how the story ran off in his head.
Imagine it's already done.
Maybe already done. You just sitting on it because he don't know, or he might be waiting, or you never know, bro. Like it could be just the opposite. He could have it done. He's just not giving it to us yet. He might say, like, man, I got to go on to this. Or he might think the ending's good, but it ain't good enough to give up yet. He might want to change a few things.
Man, there's nothing that's gonna get him off the hook, man.
Nothing's gonna get him off.
Not with these fans. People are pissed, bro. People are really. It's a big thing. Like if you look.
No, it is.
Big thing about that damn book. Anytime a new Game of Thrones things comes out, that's why I laugh when Ryan said, anytime a new Game of Thrones anything comes out, motherfuckers go, yeah, that's cool, but finish that book, motherfucker. Every time.
Sort of like with Harry Potter. That's when the what's the lady when she was doing the last book that she did, the Deathly Hallows. People was upset. They're like, yo, when you gonna get that out? Like, come on, stop it.
That's for later. Jesus Christ. All right, so let's get into these questions. Or it just sucks. And he's like, fuck, it just sucks, and I don't want to put it out, and I don't know what else to write. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, let me see. This might be boring. This might be ass. This might be cool. Let's see. I haven't looked at it. 80s movies by their last lines. Pretty hard. Let's see. If you like 80s movies, if you think you're an 80s movies expert, but you can you match all these iconic films to their closing lines? Good luck. Life moves pretty fast, and if you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
That's Ferris Bueller's
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Come on, man. That's stupid. Come on, guys. This is easy. What are we doing? As you wish. Oh, you don't fucking know?
As You Wish.
Like off top?
Princess Bride.
Thank you. Almost, bro. Let's see what else, man. Dude, they're giving away the fucking answer.
It's too bad she won't leave. And again,
who does? It's too bad she won't live. But then again, who does?
Oh, we know the answer to that. Blade Runner. Alien.
Alien. Okay, now I see what we're looking at. We got multiple choice. That's so lame. You know how easy it's gonna be with
But
multiple
not
choice?
for us. It would be because our generation. But
Yeah,
you ask
it's
a Gen
easy.
Z or
No, this
millennial.
is for Gen X.
Not saying Gen X will get it, but you give multiple choice, they definitely won't get it. You
All
know what I
right,
mean?
let's see. Let's see. Without the multiple choice, I'm hiding the multiple choice. Fuck that. All right, let's see. What's the next one? Oh, this is easy. Roads. Where we're
Back to the Future.
going, we don't
Back to the
need
Future.
roads.
We don't even need to read the whole thing of that. We know that's Back to the Future.
Let's see. Ma'am, we didn't find any boy, but
But
then he's still there.
what?
Huh?
Uh,
Oh.
that's gotta be Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
That's gotta be Friday the 13th.
that's right. It's because remember when she was saying there was a boy and he came out of the water and he pulled me in.
Yeah, put me in. Yeah.
Man, we didn't find any boy, but he's still there. All right. You think you kill me with bullets? I take your fucking bullets. Go ahead.
Scarface.
You think you kill me with fucking bullets? I take your fucking bullets. Go ahead. Who want to test me?
I know
All
that's
right.
Scarface. I take you on fucking hell.
All right. This is Mr. Senior Love, Daddy coming at you from.
Do the right thing.
There you go. That's the truth, Ruth.
Bro, he ain't even got it. Once he said Senior Love that, he ain't got to go no further than that.
Yeah. That's
All right, you know that.
Ruth. All right. Go get him, champ. I'm the boss. 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 Boss.
I know that. That's go get him, champ. I know that.
Who got this one?
CG Drive said Scarface.
Well, that's the last
I
one.
think that is Scarface. I think that is.
No, he was answering the Scarface.
the last one. Nah,
Yeah.
That's go get him, champ. Go get him, champ.
Go get him, champ. I'm the boss.
I'm the boss. That's on the tip of my tongue.
The boss.
That's on the tip of my tongue, bro.
Nobody in the chat got it? Anybody?
Let me see. Let me see this. Let me see the Jones.
You want to go multiple choice? All right.
Yeah. So you multiple choice. That is Raging Bull.
Ding, 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 ding. Shout out to Marty Scorsese, Al Pacino, and Joe Pesci and Robert De Niro.
That's a great damn movie. It's ahead of my
Hey,
time.
everybody! We're all gonna get laid.
Animal House. Nah, Revenge of the Nerds.
No, sir.
Caddyshack? Okay. I know it wasn't Happy Gilmore.
No, definitely not. All right. I never had any friends later on like the ones I had when I was 12. Jesus, does anyone?
Lean on me.
Stand by me.
Let me stand by me.
All right, what else we got? That's it. That's all we get. Oh, that was too easy. That was it. That's all we got. Standing by me.
Great movie.
Indian version.
Great movie.
Yeah, man. Classic. Stephen King. Stephen King. Did you know that?
Book. Yeah. Great movie. Well, I gotta break out of here.
That was Sigourney Weaver. No, I know, brother. Typo. Yeah, no, we got to wrap it up and call it a night. We do this every Wednesday. We do it every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've been rocking for 2 hours, though. If you did chime in, we appreciate you, man. Shout out to the chat. EGC, salute. Raw Talk, Casual Koi Collector. Ronnie, Trick Shot coming through. Kevin Davis, 8646. Pluto 24. Hunter Iggy, 2762. Derpy, 501 first. Shout out to Marshall Warpath. And I believe that's everybody. If I missed you, man. Paul Morales, salute. Slade in the building. Corey Adger, Slade, I got you. That's everybody, man. Peace to the chat. We'll see you guys Saturday. So have a good rest of your week. And Stu, thank you for coming through as always. And
remember,
we got some let me jump down to the bottom. There it is. There he says, cheers, lads. See you next time. Bless. Peace, everybody. And don't forget what we always tell you on this show. At the end of every show, we tell you one special thing.
Be water, my friend.